We're looking at around 280 cars here today. A little less than we had last year, but still a fantastic day. There's some very exquisite motor cars here today. There's a range of, I think, attractions. You'll notice when you look around that there's a degree of older people here that they've got cars of their youth, and muscle cars and so on, which they always admire when they were young, and now they're able to buy them. And then the younger people that are coming down, they just enjoy looking at what are these days classic cars that you don't see them on the road, but you see them at displays like this. Oh, it is amazing, and you've probably taken some pictures already. But the 100-year-old Model T, yeah, that just shows you that the automobile has been around a long time, and it's been, I guess, a staple for most families for 100 years. Yeah. Oh, everybody's commenting on the weather to start with, but also the turnout, the turnout of some very fine motor cars, and the chance to look at cars that you don't see on the road, but you would love to have in your garage. And there's quite a few of those here today. And our judging, we're judging 14 different categories, and that covers pretty much every mark that's here on the ground. And it also covers some of the hot rods and custom cars that are here as well. For me, I'm a BMW fan. There's a couple of BMWs here, but there's a lot of lovely Mustangs, some brand new ones and some really old ones. They have quite a display, the Mustang group, so that's good. We encourage car clubs to put their cars together and make a bit of display of their individual cars, and there's quite a few of those here too. We've got visitors from as far south as the Central Coast and as far north as Kempsey. That comment would be the one you hear most. My father had one of them, or my auntie had one of those, and we had one of them, and we went here, there, and everywhere in it, right? And of course they've moved on, and but a lot of people enjoy the fact that they can restore an older vehicle and take it back to what was, a great car in the era.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing. I think the petrol engine, or the first petrol-powered car, was the Benz motor wagon that came out in 1886, and a lot of cars that followed it sort of adapted that sort of design. Beautiful thing about the Model T, it was the first car in the world to be mass-produced on an assembly line. So a lot of people think that Henry Ford invented the assembly line. He didn't. He just adapted it from the slaughterhouses. So you'd have cattle and that hanging up and moving around and being stripped down. And he thought, well, if it works for cattle, why not for cars? And so the assembly line was born, and he went from building it took about 12.5 hours to build one Model T in the beginning, when it was a group of about 10 or 12 guys working on each car. And then by the mid-teens, early 20s, had that down to one car coming off the line every 40 seconds or so. Any colour you want, as long as it's black, and the reason for that, the black paint was the cheapest, and it was also the fastest drying, so they could churn out more cars. Yeah, a lot of people wave to you, and yeah, it's always good to see the smiles on people's faces when they can see a car that's that old.
Yeah, well, firstly, this car was purchased in America, all in parts. We believe it was taken back to America from England at the end of World War II. My son paid $10,000 US for it, all in parts, and we rebuilt it out here. It's there's not much room in it. You've got to be friends, I can tell you that. Yes, and it doesn't handle very well. There's no independent front suspension or anything like that. It's just cart springs, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, well, it is, but as I've got older, it's harder and harder to get back into the car. There's not much room in there. Yeah, but it's not very fast, but it's a lot of fun. People like to see it on the road. Well, all the girls wave to you. Yeah, it really is. It really is, yeah. But, and amazingly, you can still buy all the parts for it. No trouble at all. There's a worldwide effort to try and keep these old cars on the road.